This is Unscripted with Melanie Anderson.
Hey everybody, welcome to Unscripted with Melanie Anderson. I am so excited to bring you our second official podcast, vlogcast, whether you're tuning in, listening in, watching, because just so you know, we actually do video every segment. And I do that because I want you to have different ways to view, to watch, to listen. Today's topic is going to be about finding inspiration and motivation. And honestly, this is exactly what I'm trying to do and what I want to do for each of you, and why I'm presenting it in several different formats. Because there are times that I'm actually listening to podcasts when I'm traveling, when I go to bed at night, things like that. And then there are times when I actually need to visually see the person, because I want to be, being a visionary myself or a visual creative, I want to be able to see the person that's actually talking. There's something about that that motivates me as well. So we're going to speak to several senses throughout this journey. So the last time we spoke, we talked about, defining yourself. And I want to know, if you haven't already defined yourself and changed over your social media channels, listen in on that last podcast and vlog and let us know how things are going for you guys. As I said, today's going to be about finding motivation and inspiration. For me, if you see me, I'm actually wearing a Disney shirt. Many of you know my love for Disney World, all things Disney, but I'm going to tell you it actually has more to do with Walt Disney than the actual Disney World and maybe the Cinderellas, the princesses, things like that. It's very much about somebody that was able to just overcome hardships, people that didn't think that he was going to be able to do this, whatever it was. I can remember watching a show and how the show talked about him as an artist growing up and how his dad wasn't, an advocate of that and didn't encourage that. And, think about that, if you are a parent, what is it that your children are doing that we can also, encourage and motivate. But he had his aunt and he had his brother. So Walt had his aunt and his brother Roy that did believe in him and did encourage him. That is so important, to have people around you to motivate you, to inspire you, that, believe in you. And maybe sometimes you need to be that person for somebody else. And so for me, the journey of Walt Disney and what he created, what he did, how he turned his vision into fruition. And that's what I'm all about. I want to turn my vision into fruition. And he was able to equip those around him to do that. And I'm such an advocate that if that man can do what he did, then why can't I do what I want to do? What's the difference? Why would I think that just because somebody can, elevate and escalate and create something amazing, well, who says I can't do that as well? So that's really all in our mindset and who we're surrounding ourselves with. I've got a lot of topics we're going to talk about in the future, about who's on your team and who are the core people you're surrounding yourself with. Another motivation and inspiration for me truly is the beach. To me, being at the beach, listening to the sounds of the ocean, breathing in that fresh air, wherever it may be, to me, that is where I find peace and solace. And honestly, it's probably where I really calm down. And I know for many of you think, oh my gosh, Melanie, calm? No way. But it really is. It's so vital for me to take time to get away, whether it's with others or even just by myself. But there's nothing more peaceful to me than heading to the beach. And so I know that about me. I know that if I'm struggling and just can't, kind of get my act together, and maybe I'm kind of in a funk. I mean, we're all there. We all go through that. But once you define what it is that you need to get out of that funk, to remotivate, to re-inspire yourself, I'll tell you, those funks come fewer and further between, as well as, they're a lot shorter lived. So by knowing what that is for you, so I want to challenge you to figure out what that is for you. But another resource would be YouTube. I actually subscribe to several motivational and inspirational names, public figures, things like that. I enjoy and need to be pumped up. If I'm getting up in the morning and I'm just like struggling and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, my day is going to be such a challenge. And I just don't want to go through just those motions. I need to be tackling each day with like just, the best that I can possibly be. I want to go out and I want to be able to impact others very, very positively, very effectively. Well, that starts with me and my attitude and how am I behaving and where's my mindset at that day. And so many times I'll go to YouTube and I'm going to actually list out several of those places that I go to. So I want you to subscribe to those channels and I'll put all of that within our vlog and on YouTube and things like that. But another area would be, I actually enjoy even just taking photos with my phone. So I know many of you know me as a photographer, but would you believe I actually don't take a lot of pictures with my camera outside of my studio? I think it's funny how, when you're paid to do something, it's harder to do it outside of that job. I'm sure many of you can relate, and I want to hear your stories on that too. But being a photographer, it's something I get paid to do. So I do that as a job, as a profession. Well, what can I do to motivate and stay inspired myself or when I'm traveling? And, today's days, these phones do incredible jobs. And so I utilize several apps. I love Snapseed is probably my very favorite app, as well as using another app called WordSwag. And so many times what I'll do is I'll take photos of nature, landscape, and environment, whatever it may be, and then I will create something within that app called Snapseed, which provides instant gratification. And for those that, are challenged with ADD like myself, you know what that means. We want instant gratification. I want to create something and I want to put it out now, not next week, not next year, now. And so the ability to be able to do a lot of this on my phone really feeds that creative soul in me. And then I'll use WordSwag and add verbiage, inspirational verbiage, quotes, things like that. And then I'll put that on Instagram and share it on Facebook as well. So that's another area, just giving you guys some ideas. So many people ask me, Melanie, where do you find your motivation and inspiration? Well, that's where Walt Disney, the beach, taking photos with my phone, creating on my phone so that I get instant gratification, and then being, seeking out others that motivate and inspire me. Some of my biggest inspirations and public figures that I look toward would be, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee. There's several others. And so find out who that is for you. I even love to just laugh. I just want to find funny stuff. Nothing is better than laughing. And so subscribing to some humor channels, things like that. It's so fun. But you've got to seek that out. You have to take action. You've got to be intentional about that. You can't expect every day to wake up and automatically be motivated and inspired all the time. So if you're one of those that feels like I do, then okay, where are we going to find that motivation and inspiration? So your action plans for this episode are going to be, one, I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Melanie Anderson Worldwide, and then I'm going to give you a list of others that you can subscribe to that inspire me. Download the app, Snapseed. Download the app, WordSwag. I should get commission on those things, although I think they're free. So there you go. Anyways, get out, take a walk. Sometimes you just need to breathe. Not always do we have the financial resources to go to the beach or to go to Disney World or to go to a location that we know inspires us. So we've got to get creative. We've got to be able to find other ways. For me, that might be just taking a walk, drinking a glass of wine, watching a sunrise or a sunset, taking some time to just breathe. So There's your action plans, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Melanie Anderson Worldwide. I want you to download those photo apps and that other, the word swag. I want you guys getting out, taking a walk, watch a sunrise, watch a sunset. Tell me what inspires you, what motivates you. I want to hear about those things. So you guys are amazing. Thanks for tuning in this episode. We'll see you next time. Bye.